Guys, it's Beverly. I'm back at my comfy spot and I wanted to show you a couple projects. I wanted to show you that I started a blanket because we had some scrap yarn, and sometimes it's one skein or less, and we're trying to use those skeins up from the crochet club. So what this is Sundance Gradient Marl from Hirschner's, and I don't think it's available anymore. I bought several skeins of this for our club, and I think it was coming in like the 5-packs. And so what we had left was a partial skein and a full skein, or a little piece left and then a partial skein, so in a full skein. So I thought, okay, it's not enough to do a complete blanket, but it might be enough to do this pattern. And I hope you can see it, but it's coming out pink, blue, peach, green, peach, blue, pink, some yellow, and I'm back to pink, and it's just, I guess that's what a gradient is. So, oh, there was a good shot. The light kind of went, oh, there we go. You guys can see it really good there. Okay, so what I'm doing is, we have the ladies turn in the leftover yarn, and I'm also gonna make a scrap blanket like Christy from Crochet Creations with Christy. She has been doing a baby blanket with her scraps, and so I think I'm gonna do that. But right now, I'm trying to do it till it measures 30 inches, so I'm not too sure if I'm going to make it. But this isn't a whole entire skein. It's a 3 light, and it's 270 yards, 100% acrylic, machine wash, and it's a 3.5 ounce, 100-gram skein. So maybe what I'll do is I'll weigh this and weigh this. Because with something like this, you have to find out where you're gonna run out. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you, and the pattern that I'm using for that is Hooked by Robin, and it's on YouTube. She has a tutorial. How to crochet the C2C open block stitch. Hooked by Robin, and she put this tutorial out about a month ago, and I came across it and I kept it in the back of my mind. Now there's another pattern that I want to do. It's a granny. It's by Blossom Crochet, and it's crochet a cut out granny square, continuous square. And what it is you have one row where you do 2 doubles. So instead of the 3 granny cluster, you do 2. Then the next row you do double crochet in every stitch. And then of course you produce your corner, then do a double crochet in every chain 1 space and every double. And then the next row would be 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and you're making windows or blocks. And I thought, well, that's not going to use up as much yarn as continuous granny. So I thought I would attempt that. So I'm trying to come up with patterns where I can use up the baby yarn that we have left over. And then we purchased some Bernat Softy Baby, and we're going to use that, which is solid colors, in white and different ones we'll get later, to match these odd blankets. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is my progress on my knitted keyhole scarf, so that I can show you how I undo the provincial cast on and continue with the rest of the scarf. Okay, so here is the first half of the scarf, and it does not have the keyhole. These are just design elements, and I don't know, it's black, you guys, so if you want to see the actual pattern, go to my Etsy shop and you'll see it there. So here is one half of the scarf, okay, and the provincial cast on is right there. So we did that in the last video. I cast on the provincial cast on. I did 8 inches, and I showed you the pattern. It's the Posh Neck Scarf, and it is available as a free PDF from Classic Elite Yarns. And so then I made the leaf, and of course I didn't sew on my end. So now I want to show you how I undo the provincial cast on, so that I continue with another 8 inches, doing knit 3, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and then on the reverse side it's knit 1, purl 2, knit 2. And again, the pattern is available free. The link for the pattern through Ravelry is in the last video. Okay, so let me adjust the camera so that you can see this a little bit closer. Okay, now I don't have it right on top of it, but I know that you can see this. Okay, so the next row that we're going to be knitting is the right side row. So I'm going to turn the work so this is the right side. I have over here the 2 ends that I'm going to be undoing. Obviously the black one, we're going to keep it so it doesn't unravel. The red one we're going to remove. Now the first thing we can see here is this is the little slip knot that I did when I cast on. So I have to undo that knot. So let's just undo that knot. I have a darning needle here. And let's see, I'm going to give it a little pull. Nope, it's a knot, so it doesn't want to come out. So I'm just going to undo the off color. So I'm going to pull that loose. So you just undo the knot. It's not a big deal. Just undo the knot from the contrasting color. Okay. And then I'm going to pull. I undid the knot. Now I'm going to pull this string, and I have the original knot in the black color is still there. Now what I'm going to do, I have my knitting needle, my size 8 knitting needle right here, and what I have to do is I have to undo the stitches so that I have 24 for this. So I'm gonna just pull up the first loop from the black before I pull the red out. And I'm going to put my needle in that loop. Pull out the red yarn. See, I got it on there. Pull out the red yarn in this case. And there is my first stitch. And of course the tail. Now I have to undo the yarn. I think I just dropped my darning needle. Oops, there it goes. And you can see that the red yarn is in the next stitch. See right there? So I'm going to take my needle and put it, so now I have 2 stitches, and then I'm going to pull the red yarn out. I'm going to see if I can retrieve my darning needle. No, it fell into a basket. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I have 2 stitches on my needle. Okay, and we don't really want them to slide off. So the next thing I have to do is pull out the red yarn, and then there's my 3rd stitch. See it? It's on the needle, on the red yarn. So then I go ahead and slide the stitch on the needle. So now I have 3. This tail is kind of getting in the way for you to see it, but there's 3 stitches. Then I'm going to pull out the red yarn, and then before each stitch there's like a red knot, so I have to pull that out, just like we did at the beginning. So I go ahead and pull that out, and once I pull that out, the stitch is exposed. See? So then I just take my needle and get the little stitch. So now I have 4 stitches. Okay. Now I pull out the red yarn so that the next stitch is exposed. And then I just grab the stitch with my needle and pull out the red yarn. And see, that's why I like to use a good contrasting color. Okay, now after I pull these all out and I begin to continue in the pattern, in this case I'll be knitting 3 and 2 purls and two knits and whatever. Some of your stitches will be twisted, okay? So as you begin on that next first row, you can turn your stitches before you knit them, okay? So that's basically what I'm doing, is around each stitch there's like a little knot, and I just undo that. I put the stitch on my needle and pull the yarn out. Okay, so I take the darning needle and pull out the red yarn, slide it so I can grab the stitch that's around the red yarn, and then pull out the red yarn. So you can see I got the stitches. And when I first saw that provincial cast on, it was like, what? But I had a book, and I found a book, and it showed me how to break it down really easy. I'm sure there's a more technical way to do it, but this is how I do it. And I've made several of these scarves, and if you want to check out my finished work on some of these scarves, they're in the Etsy shop, and you can take a look at the finished project. So I just wanted to come on here, and what I'll be doing next is I will be knitting the next 8 inches of my scarf, and beginning the next, got something on here, beginning the next leaf, but making the keyhole. So when I come back next time, I might just have the whole entire scarf done. Again, you can get the pattern. You can use this video if you make the scarf as some tips and tricks on how to do it. So there it is. So thanks for watching, you guys. Love you guys. Bye.